To all the non-believers, 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 non-believers. I'm making non-believers.
What's up, y'all? This is Jay Varsity, and this is episode 84 of NBA Talk. It is Martin Luther King Day. You know, we got the matchup coming up tonight with the Lakers versus Celtics, the historic rivalry. You already know the history. If you're an NBA fan, you already know what the historic rivalry is between the Lakers and the Celtics, going back even towards the 60s, dominated the 80s, even the eras of the 2000s. You already get the point. But we'll get towards the matchup, my matchup prediction to that later. Right now, let's just go over some of the games that happened this past weekend. Even though this weekend was a huge weekend for football, because it was the NFC and the AFC championship game. So I guess not a lot of people were paying attention to the NBA, but we had a big matchups. We had a big matchup on Saturday night with the Lakers and the Rockets, and I had quite a few people write off the Lakers to win that game because of the fact that Anthony Davis and Rajon Rondo didn't play. Well, I told them, well, they must have forgot LeBron James is on the team because they I don't know understand how you just write them off so quickly, but at the same time you do have to understand they are in Houston, and it is James Harden and Russell Westbrook, but that didn't turn out to be the case. The Rockets did head off to a good start in that first half. They did head off to a good start. I watched every play of that game, and the Rockets were hitting on all cylinders in the first half, but at the same time the Lakers were fighting back, especially on the defensive end. The Lakers locked in, especially in the second half, when they switched up and put Kyle Kuzma onto Russell Westbrook. That was, to me, that was one of the biggest adjustments of the game, was putting Kyle Kuzma on Russell Westbrook, because maybe for some reason having a bigger body on Russell Westbrook was what was slowing him down. And Dwight Howard was doing a great job protecting the rim. So was JaVale McGee with that insane block on Clint Capella. So defensively, the Lakers were locked in, and LeBron James was being LeBron James. He was being virtuoso at in some points of the game. It was just layup after layup after layup whenever Clint Capella wasn't on the court. Clint Capella's not on the court, then it's just constant layups. That was just about it. Layups and dunks. Especially with that one go-ahead fast break dunk that KCP got on Clint Capella. So the Lakers literally just picked them apart. And it all started on the defensive end. And James Harden, even though he put up 34, don't let the numbers lie to you. He still shot 8 for 20. He still shot 8 for 20 on that night. Russell Westbrook also put up 30 plus, but he struggled getting to the rim in the second half. The Lakers' adjustment slowed down the Rockets, and the same tactics that they were using was not going to work. Now, if Anthony Davis were even playing in that game, I think the outcome would have been worse. I think the outcome would have been worse. I don't even think the Lakers would have even needed to start making adjustments in the second half. I think those adjustments would have been made in the first half, because Anthony Davis is that kind of defensive anchor. And then you add the fact that you got Avery Bradley, you got Danny Green, you got LeBron, you got the length on the floor and the protection at the rim, and it could bother anybody. And for a team like the Houston Rockets, that their offense is so stagnant and so heavily dependent on shooting threes, it could be great on one night, and then it could be absolutely terrible the next night. So I guess you could say it was just a hit or miss right there when it came to the Houston Rockets. But I think they did a great job on James Harden. To me, I just think they did a great job on James Harden. You let Russell Westbrook be. You have to be open-minded to say, I'm gonna let Russell Westbrook beat us from the perimeter. Like that, you have to literally say that if you're playing against the Houston Rockets. We have to live with the fact that Russell Westbrook's going to beat us from the perimeter. Do not let James Harden get and shoot the shots. Do not let Eric Gordon shoot the shots. Don't let PJ Tucker get an open corner three because he's absolutely money from the corner. Live with the fact that Russell Westbrook's going to shoot from the perimeter. Do not let him get to the paint. He gets to the paint, you swarm him. Like somehow, some way, you get a big body on him to reject that shot because do not put him against the guard. Because there is no guard that can keep up with Russell Westbrook. Let's just be honest. Name me a guard that can stay in front of Russell Westbrook. And if I hear Patrick Beverley one more damn time, because, oh my Lord, Patrick Beverley seems more, he seems more and more like a myth than ever in this season. Anyway, the Lakers blew out the Rockets in the second half, and they ended up winning the game. LeBron putting up 31 and 12 assists. 4 different Lakers scored 20 points or more, and the Lakers took the win on Saturday night. But earlier that Saturday afternoon, we had a matchup between the Clippers and the Pelicans. Now, I know I might seem a little extra critical about the Clippers, but I can't help but notice how much it took for the Clippers to beat the New Orleans Pelicans. Now, I'm gonna give them credit. They stayed afloat when the New Orleans Pelicans were shooting half in the 3-point line, and they made them pay once they started bricking. But the fact of the matter is, you got Brandon Ingram giving you the business. You got Lonzo Ball giving you the business in the first half. The thing that kills me about the Clippers is if Lou Williams is not on the floor with Kawhi Leonard, then these dudes can't score. If Lou Williams or Montrezl Harrell's on the floor, then it's just Kawhi. They can't score. Kawhi cannot put up all the buckets. Like, you see what I mean, that this offense is not consistent. And the fact of the matter is, Lou Williams is the closer of the team. Lou Williams is the closer of the Los Angeles Clippers. This is not the first time that I've seen Lou Williams put away a game when Kawhi Leonard's on the floor. Like, you got Kawhi Leonard on the floor, and I'm seeing Lou Williams take that three, and it was just straight money. I'm like, this is the closer of the team. Your sixth man coming off the bench is your closer. But the fact that this is the thing that kills me. The defense was good. The defense was good, but let's not act like as if the New Orleans Pelicans are an elite team. So the people who are celebrating this win like as if this is huge, I'm sending a message out to certain people who wanted to blow my phone up the moment the Clippers beat the Pelicans. I literally responded back, "You're acting like as if that you just beat the Milwaukee Bucks. No, you lost to the Milwaukee Bucks both times. You just beat the Pelicans. And the Lakers beat the Houston Rockets that the Clippers lost to twice." So, but granted, like I said, the Pelicans did play a great game until and then it became a back and forth game in the second half. And then you already know, once you get into a back and forth game with the Clippers, it's not looking good for you. It's not looking good for you. If you're going to play against the Clippers, you need to maintain the aggressiveness on the offensive end, because once you slow down and you don't try to get easy transition buckets, the Clippers will lock you up. They will lock you up. Kawhi Leonard is not going to lighten up on the defensive end, even though his heavy offensive load has taken away some of the defensive energy that he would have when he was solely known for his defense. Now, for me, Kawhi has to carry such a big offensive load, but the thing that kills me is he has to put up damn near 40 points for to beat teams like the Cavs, the Pelicans. He needs to put up. I'm not gonna mention all the recent games, but he has to put up big numbers just to beat some of these to beat quote unquote the lower tier teams. He had to put up 39 to beat the Pelicans. Now, I understand if he puts up 39 against the Rockets. I understand if he puts up 39 against the Celtics. I understand if he even puts up 39 against the Bucks or even against the Sixers. But we're talking about the Pelicans. Kawhi needed to put up 39 to beat the Pelicans. Now, and then the only people that I saw that were actually doing anything on the Clippers were three people: Kawhi, Lou Williams, and Montrezl Harrell. I didn't see Patrick Beverley doing anything because you could call me blind or not, but I saw Lonzo Ball cooking Patrick Beverley in the first half. I saw Brandon Ingram giving Patrick Beverley the business. Patrick Beverley, there are days where he will lock up the elite players, but then there are times that he's just so heavily on just fouling people. And to me, that's going to bite the Clippers in the ass later on in the season. And come playoff time, if you can't get any easy offensive production from anybody else besides Lou Williams, besides Kawhi Leonard, besides Montrezl Harrell, and I don't even want to hear when Paul George gets back, because he's another one that he will give you he's not going to give you consistent numbers because of the fact that he's playing with Kawhi Leonard. Now I'm not trying to diminish Paul George's value as an elite player. He is very elite. His defense is elite. But let's not act like as if he has been very successful in the Western Conference. Let's not act like as if he's been very successful. Now, and speaking of the Pelicans, they got something to look forward to. They're looking forward to when Zion returns on Wednesday or Thursday? I'm not very sure. But this Pelicans team has a future. This Pelicans team has a future. Because I sat here and said that Lonzo Ball was a bust last year. I've been calling Lonzo Ball a bust since his rookie year. But in the first season that he played with LeBron, he actually did not have such a bad season, especially on the defensive end. When Lonzo Ball was healthy, he was locking up point guards left and right. I saw Lonzo Ball lock up Kemba Walker, and that is not very easy to do. So this core that the Pelicans have with Lonzo Ball, they got with Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, Zion Williamson, Jackson Hayes, Alexander. This is an amazing core for the Pelicans to work with. And once we get to finally see what this full Pelicans team looks like, this team can actually be dangerous. And with Brandon Ingram balling the way he is, that is just becoming scary. Now it's just becoming scary because Brandon Ingram is starting to really thrive under that Pelicans team. He's just dropping big numbers after big numbers after big numbers, and he's starting to finally realize that he's using his height. He could use his height to his advantage. So Pelicans fans, you got a lot to look forward to when it comes to the future of your franchise. You got a playoff team that could potentially go deep for years to come. Now, people, the Brooklyn Nets are not looking very good. And then Kyrie Irving's been taking a lot of heat, and including myself, I've been critical of Kyrie Irving for his move about his criticism about his teammates. But that blowout loss to the Milwaukee Bucks. Now I understand it's the Milwaukee Bucks; they're the best team in the league. But you can't sit there and tell me that you just take a beating like that and you're just all fine and dandy. Like, they were literally getting any shot they wanted. They were touring with the Brooklyn Nets. So I truly don't understand. I think, and to me, and Kyrie trying to defend his take was saying that he's not trying to be an a-hole or nothing like that to his teammates. That's just the reality. Dude, you're not making it any better. You're just making next season a lot worse for you and KD than it ever should be. Because we're going to be so focused on the Brooklyn Nets next season to see, hey, you guys better win the championship next year. Like, we're literally going to look at the Brooklyn Nets and say, if you get those one or two pieces that you asked for next season, you better win the chip. You better win the chip. Talking about that they need more rebounding. What is Jared Allen there for? So yeah. So Kyrie Irving looking a little crazy right there because he talking about that they need rebounding, and you got Jared Allen on that team who could provide the rebound and rim protection. But yeah, that's just me. The Miami Heat fell to the San Antonio Spurs the other day. So they got back at us. They got back at us after we got back at them at home the other day. So that was a back and forth, and Greg Popovich, San Antonio Spurs in San Antonio. That's already a tough win as is. I got nothing much more to say about that other than that the Miami Heat could have made a little bit better adjustments, But it is what it is. But what's going on with the Boston Celtics? What is going on with the Boston Celtics? Did they really just fall to the Phoenix Suns the other day? I don't give a damn who the hell was on that court. You don't fall to the Phoenix Suns. I really don't give a damn. I really don't give, because you do not fall to the Phoenix Suns. You see, now this is another team that's going up and down with consistency. Now, you could tell me something about injuries or anything like that, but where is the consistency? So, yeah, the consistency is key when it comes to this season. That is the theme of this NBA season, and I am preaching it. Consistency. And when you have teams that are being consistent, that you know that they're good, that they're going to win, those are the teams that people are critical of. But then there are teams that they'll beat the teams that it's like the teams that the contenders. If they lose to other elite teams, but then they're beating or losing to a lower tier teams, they're being up and down, that's called inconsistency. In terms of the Celtics, they'll beat one team the other night, but then they'll lose to a lower tier team the next night. It's like, come on. What are they on? What are they on, a 3-game losing streak? I don't know if they won another game between that, because didn't they damn near get destroyed by the Milwaukee Bucks the other day? Like, people want to make this team a championship contender, but they're just not a championship contender. Al Horford was a big piece to that Boston Celtics team. Like, I don't understand how people don't realize how big of a role Al Horford played on that team. especially against a team like the Milwaukee Bucks. But no, I guess apparently they think Daniel Tyson and his Cantor is doing excellent. Kemba Walker is balling. He's being a team player and all that, but you need size on that rim. You need size because teams are just gonna run all up on the rim. If you're telling me that Enes Kanter is protecting the rim, the Celtics are not going anywhere with this roster that they got right now. They're absolutely not going anywhere, and that's just a fact. But now, Ja Morant. Ja Morant has been on a tear. He's put Memphis back on the map. Like, ever since his performance against the Houston Rockets, forget the fact that people saying that he's got the Rookie of the Year award on lock. We already know that he's got the Rookie of the Year award on lock. But this kid is something special. He is something special. Analytics say he can't shoot. He's splashing from three. Analytics say that he's a turnover machine. But yeah, all I'm seeing is the craziest highlights of him finding his teammates, especially Jaren Jackson. I don't know exactly when people are telling me that the Memphis Grizzlies could be a playoff team this year. I have to see it to believe it. But so far, Ja Morant has looked like a superstar in Memphis. He has looked like a superstar. That this kid is going to be Russell Westbrook with a jump shot. Just picture that. That's my perfect description of Ja Morant. Russell Westbrook with a jump shot. Because the only thing that Russell Westbrook didn't have is a consistent perimeter shot. And if Ja Morant can keep up that consistent work and keep improving his game and working on that jumper, the sky's the limit for him. And depending on what the Memphis Grizzlies do to build around him, because that's another thing. He could be super talented, but then the franchise don't know how to build around superstars. I mean, for God's sake, they had Mike Conley, they had Marc Gasol, they had Zach Randolph, they had Tony Allen, they had Rudy Gay. I mean, for God's sake, they had a great core many years ago, and they couldn't do nothing with that. But then again, I can't completely blame them because they ran into the San Antonio Spurs. They ran into the San Antonio Spurs and the Oklahoma City Thunder how many times in those years? But yes, the All-Star ballots are almost done, and I don't know how people feel about certain players making the All-Star game or not. But to me, two people that need to make the All-Star game are Donovan Mitchell and Derrick Rose. If Donovan Mitchell and Derrick Rose don't make it into the All-Star game, I'm gonna flip. Because these two are busting their asses, especially Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose is averaging his MVP numbers this season. His team, the Pistons are just trash. Derrick Rose is putting up his MVP numbers on a trash team. So, who knows if the Pistons are just gonna flat out trade him just to do him a favor. Because if one thing I hate seeing superstars who are putting up amazing numbers, but then their team is just that trash that once they get off the floor, the game is over because everybody else on the team just can't produce. It's just like that. But anyway, yes, that's it. That's all. that's enough content for me for this episode NBA Talk. Right now, everybody's just hot on football because the Super Bowl is now coming up. So the NBA content might be a little slow because everybody's looking forward to seeing the Chiefs and the 49ers. I personally got the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl. That boy Patrick Mahomes is a bad dude, bro. I personally got the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl. But let me know who you guys think will win the Super Bowl, or what you guys think, or who are your power rankings for the NBA season so far. What are your, and who do you think should make the All-Star teams, and who shouldn't make the All-Star teams? Because I know a lot of people are really upset with the fact that people got Alex Caruso and Taco Fall so high up in the fan votes. But that doesn't officially mean that they'll make the All-Star team, because you still got the media votes, you still got the players' votes, and I think you even got the coaches' votes, I believe. So fan votes is just one part. It's just one part of the voting process. So yeah, let me know who you think should be the official All-Star ballots for each conference. Anyway, that's it. That's all. This is your boy Jay Varsity. Like, comment, subscribe if you like basketball content, and I am out. Peace.
We got some non-believers out there.
Make believers out of non-believers. Make believers out the overseas. Make them bow down when they